Hey guys, we're back playing some more Morrowind. So yeah, as you've seen, the fort got destroyed, as you have seen.
Any time now.
See, it's
Go ahead, stranger.
it's a mess. So now we're traveling to Skull Village. Up north. Taking no chances, guys. There's a sprig in here. Well, she's finally dead. After 3 lifespans. What? What? Oh, okay.
Now this is fight.
I'm out of charge. Look at that chick. She's over there surrounded by wolves. Trying to make it a Skull Village in one piece. I don't feel like trying to fight everything on my way up here, guys. I'm just gonna try and avoid some of the creatures. guys. Oh, they're tough.
Here it comes. Hold still.
See what you're made of. Let's see what you're made of. You're mine. You're mine. Let's see what you're made of. Run away. You're hardly a match for me. You're mine. This is pointless. Give in. This is pointless. Give in.
I didn't even remember. I didn't think I equipped that. I don't know why I equipped it. It equipped it for some reason. Maybe I did. I don't know. So much snow, guys.
You will die where you stand. Give in. You're dead already. You're growing weak.
Oh, welcome to Thirsk, friend. You should speak to Skolder Wolfrunner. He's the
Keep your
chieftain of this
distance,
hall
friend,
and wishes
if
to
you
meet
want to
all
keep
new
your
arrivals.
head.
Hot or cold, served in a boot. These wolf guts off my britches. Got any ideas? Fuses the vermin.
Hail, good Yeshman Guard, Soldjolder, Skulljolder, Wolfrunner is my name. I am the chieftain of Thrisk. Welcome to our home, and you will find a better mead hall anywhere. You will not find a better mead hall anywhere, but not even in Skyrim. For 100 years, Thrisk has withstood all manner of attack from the snow and hail to those infernal reeklings, but the mead hall still stands, and its hospitality is unmatched. Please stay and relax, enjoy our fine drink, and seek shelter from the cold. Here, my friend, taste the nectar of shore.
I took care of it, didn't I?
Watch yourself near Eric, friend. He's a swine of a man. It's too bad he's my clan brother.
Keep your distance, friend, if you want to keep your head.
A great circle of life goes on, sweetie.
Burp. Welcome to Thrisk, Wood Elf. The mead is a special blend, imported all the way from Burp, Skyrim. Drink up. Mead is fermented honey wine. It is a strong drink brewed by strong Nords. The mead here at Thrisk is shipped all the way from Skyrim.
Some people are bored.
We keep it dark in here so you can't see the dirt.
Beredite Jostel. Greetings, Jessamine Guard. My name is Beredite Jostel. Perhaps you'd like to buy one of my books. I'm a bookseller by trade, but my real passion is writing. I recently finished 2 scholarly works, Thirska History and Sovngarde, a re-examination. I have copies of both for sale, among others.
I think you'll find my books very enlightening.
I'm good. Stupid spell won't work.
Anytime you're ready. Just don't keep me waiting.
No, I'm not gonna help her. I just wanted to see what was going on here. I just wanted to see who was in here.
Oh, not again.
Oh,
Keep your
welcome
distance,
to
friend.
Thirst, friend.
If you want to keep your
You should
head.
speak to Scolder Wolfrunner. He's the chieftain of this hall and wishes to meet all new arrivals.
That's bullshit. Excuse the language. Guys.
Keep your
welcome
distance,
to
friend.
Thirst, friend.
If you want to keep your
You should
head.
speak to Scolder Wolfrunner. He's the chieftain of this hall and wishes to meet all new arrivals.
What's your story? What do you want, stranger? Why are you among the Skull?
What do you want, stranger? Thurston Hart Fang. What do you want, stranger? The Skull wish you no harm, but you will mind your manners while you are within our walls. We will make no exceptions. Now, what is this I hear about an attack on the Imperial Fort? Attack on the Imperial Fort. Those soldiers, they cut their trees and dig their holes and have little to show after a day's toil. They do not respect this land or its creatures, and for that, I find them offensive. But though I have no love for them, the Scowl would never do such a thing. We prefer to let the Imperials kill themselves slowly. But these creatures that attacked, these were not wolves of this island. Now, have you finished your business here? You say you've brought the bones of one of our ancestors? Stupid Imperials. They need to learn to leave things as they are. Still, it is good that you have returned this to the Skull. Perhaps there is hope for you and your kind. You are welcome here for the moment, but there is much to atone for. Much to atone for? The Imperials in their fort have brought nothing but harm to these lands. They cut the trees and dig the earth. They are wasteful, lazy, and careless. They have no comprehension of the oneness of the land. It is this oneness from which the Skull derived our strength, and Imperials have defiled these lands. This is what gives the Skull power. It is the balance of our lands, the trees and the waters, wolf and bear. The Imperials have no respect for this balance, and we pay the price. Defiled these lands through their carelessness. The Imperials have upset the natural order, the oneness of the land. This is their nature. It must be balanced once again. And the Allmaker appeased. I wish for you to make things right, Yeshmin Guard. You will be the one to restore the power of the Skull. Restore the power of the Skull. It is right that you do this, as it is your people who have caused the damage. Speak with Cursed Wind Eye in Shaman's hut. He will give you further instructions. The Shaman, he should spend more time with steel and less in studies. Still, he can provide good advice.
May the wind be on your back. Looks kind of like dog. Greetings to you, Wanderer. Why have you returned to our village?
Greetings to you, Wanderer. Why have you come to our village? Yes, because this is my first time. I don't know why he asked me why did I return. Yeah, I know. Why would he know who Almalexia is? Attack on the Imperial Fort. I can tell you no more about this. If there is information, Heartfang will have it. I'm sorry I can do no more. Coursed when die. I am coursed when die. How may I help you? Restore the power of the skull. Heartfang wishes for you to do this, does he? Then I will assist you. There is a ritual that must be completed on Solstheim. You will find 6 standing stones, each presenting one of the 6 gifts of the Allmaker. At each of these stones, a ritual must be completed. Once the ritual of the gifts is completed, the oneness should be restored. Ritual of the Gifts. The story of Evar Stonesinger has been added to your inventory. Locations of the stones have been added to your inventory. There is a careful balance that lies in all things of this world. The animals, the trees, even the rocks and the winds. It is a harmony that the Skal draw power from. By the grace of the Allmaker, he who gave us gifts, when this balance is upset, our power is lessened. Oh, this is long. Sit quietly, child, and listen, for the story I tell you is the story of the ages. But what is it, grandfather? It is the story of heroes and beasts. The grandfather looked patiently at the child. He was growing into a fine boy. Soon he would see the value in the stories, the lessons that were taught to each generation. Just listen, child. Let the story take root in your heart. In a time before now, long before now, when the Skal were new, there was a peace in the land. The sun was hot and the crops grew long, and the people were happy in the peace that the Allmaker provided. But the Skal grew complacent and lazy, and took for granted the lands and all of the gifts the Allmaker had given them. They forgot or chose not to remember that the adversary is always watching, and that he delights in tormenting the Allmaker and his chosen people. And so it was that the adversary came to be among the Skal. The adversary has many aspects. He appears in the unholy beast and the incurable plague. At the end of seasons, we will know him as Thartag, the world devourer. But in these ages, he came to be known as the Greedy Man. The Greedy Man, that is what we call him, for to speak his name would certainly bring ruin on the people. Lived among the Skal for many months. Perhaps he was once just a man, but when the adversary entered into him, he became the Greedy Man, and that is how he is remembered. It came to be one day that the powers of the Skal left them. the strength left the arms of the warriors, and the shaman could no longer summon the beasts to their side. The elders thought that surely the Allmaker was displeased, and some suggested that the Allmaker has left them forever. It was then that the greedy man appeared to them and spoke. You of the skull have grown fat and lazy, and I have stolen the gifts of your Allmaker. I have stolen the oceans, so you will forever know thirst. I have stolen the lands and the trees and the sun, so your crops will wither and die. I have stolen the beasts, so you will grow hungry. So you will go hungry. And I have stolen the winds, so you will live without the spirit of the Allmaker. And until one of you can reclaim these gifts, the skull will live in misery and despair, for I am the greedy man, and that is my nature. And the greedy man disappeared. The members of the skull spoke for many days and nights. They knew that one of them must retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker, but they could not decide who it should be. I cannot go, said the elder, for I must stay to lead the skull and tell our people what is the law. I cannot go, said the warrior, for I must protect the skull. My sword will be needed in case the greedy man reappears. I cannot go, said the shaman, for the people need my wisdom. I must read the portents and offer my knowledge. It was then that a young man called Ivar lifted his voice. He was strong of arm and fleet of foot, though he was not yet a warrior of the skull. I will go, said Ivar. The skull laughed. Hear me out, the boy continued. I am not yet a warrior, so my sword will not be needed. I cannot read the portents, so the people will not seek my counsel. I am young, and not yet wise in the ways of the law. I will retrieve the gifts of the Allmaker from the greedy man. If I cannot, I will not be missed. The skull thought on this briefly and decided to let Ivar go. He left the village the next morning to retrieve the gifts. Ivar first set out to retrieve the gift of water, so he traveled to the Waterstone. It was there the Allmaker first spoke to him. Travel west to the sea and follow the swimmer to the waters of life. So Ivar walked to the edge of the ocean and there was the swimmer, a black horker sent from the Allmaker. The swimmer dove into the waters and swam very far, and far again. Ivar was strong, though, and he swam hard. He followed the swimmer to a cave, swimming deeper and deeper, his lungs burning and his limbs exhausted. At last he found a pocket of air, and there, in the dark, he found the waters of life. Gathering his strength, he took the waters and swam back to the shore. Upon returning to the Waterstone, the Allmaker spoke. You have returned the gift of water to the skull. The oceans again will bear fruit, and their thirst will be quenched. Ivar then traveled to the Earthstone, and there the Allmaker spoke to him again. Enter the cave of the hidden music, and hear the song of the earth. So Ivar traveled north and east to the cave of the hidden music. He found himself in a large cavern, where the rocks hung from the ceiling and grew from the ground itself. He listened there and heard the song of the earth, but it was faint. Grabbing up his mace, he struck the rocks of the floor in time with the song, and the song grew louder until it filled the cavern in his heart. Then he returned to the Earthstone. The gift of the earth is with the skull again, said the Allmaker. The lands are rich again and will bear life. Ivar was tried as the sun burned him. The trees offered no shade, and there was no wind to cool him. Still he traveled on the beast rock, and the Allmaker spoke. Find the good beast and ease his suffering. Ivar traveled through the woods of the Eisenfar for many hours until he heard the cries of a bear from over a hill. As he crested a hill, he saw the bear As he crested the hill, he saw the bear, a Falmer's arrow piercing its neck. He checked the woods for the Falmer, for that is what they were, though some say they are not. And finding none, approached the beast. He spoke soothing words and came upon it slowly, saying, "Good beast, I mean you no harm. The Allmaker has sent me to ease your suffering." Hearing these words, the bear ceased his struggles and laid his head at Ivar's feet. Ivar grasped the arrow and pulled it from the bear's neck. Using the little nature magic he knew, Ivar tended the wound, though it took the last bit of his strength. As the bear's wound closed, Ivar slept. When he awoke, the bear stood over him, and the remains of a number of Falmer were strewn about. He knew that the good beast had protected him during the night. He traveled back to Beast Rock, the bear by his side. The Allmaker spoke to him again. "You have returned the gift of the beast once again, and the good beast will feed the skull when they are hungry, clothe them when they are cold, and protect them in times of need." Ivar's strength had returned, so he traveled on to the tree stone through the good beast, though the good beast did not follow him. When he arrived, the old Allfather spoke to him. "The first trees are gone, and must be replanted. Find the seed and plant the first tree." Ivar traveled again through the Herstang forest, searching for the seeds of the first tree, but he found none. But he could find none. Then he spoke to the tree spirits, the living trees. They told him that the seeds had been stolen by the Falmer, for they are the servants of the adversary, and this Falmer was hiding them deep in the forest so that none would ever find them. Ivar traveled to the deepest part of the forest, and there he found the evil Falmer, surrounded by the lesser tree spirits. Ivar could see that the spirits were in his thrall, that he had used the magic of the seeds and spoke their secret name. Ivar knew he could not stand against such a force, and that he must retrieve the seeds in secret. Ivar reached into his pouch and drew out his flint. Gathering leaves, he started a small fire outside the clearing where the Falmer and the ensorcelled spirits milled. All the Skald knew the spirits' hatred of fires, for the fires ravage the trees they serve. At once the nature of the spirits took hold, and they rushed to quell the flames. During the commotion, Ivar snuck behind the Falmer and snatched the pouch of seeds, stealing away before the evil being knew they were gone. When Ivar returned to the tree stone, he planted the tree in the ground, and the Allmaker spoke to him. "The gift of trees is restored once again. The trees and plants will bloom and grow, and provide nourishment and shade." Ivar was tired, for the sun would only burn, and the winds could not yet cool him, but he rested briefly in the shade of the trees. His legs were weary and his eyes heavy, but he continued on, traveling to the sunstone. Again, the Allmaker spoke. "The gentle warmth of the sun is stolen, so now it only burns. Free the sun from the halls of penumbra." And so Ivar walked west over the frozen lands until he reached the halls of penumbra. The air inside was thick and heavy, and he could see no farther than the end of his arm. Still he felt his way along the walls, though he heard the shuffling of feet and knew that this place had held the unholy beasts who would tear his flesh and eat his bones. For hours he crept along until he saw a faint glow far at the end of the hall. There, from behind a sheet of perfect ice came a glow, so bright he had to shut his eyes, lest they be forever blinded. He plucked the flaming eye from one of the unholy beasts and threw it at the ice with all his might. A small crack appeared in the ice, then grew larger. Slowly, the light crept out between the cracks, widening them, splitting the ice wall into pieces. With a deafening crack, the wall crumbled and the light rushed over Ivar and through the halls. He heard the shrieks of the unholy beast as they were blinded and burned. He ran out of the halls, following the light, and collapsed on the ground outside. When he was able to rise again, the sun again warmed him, and was glad for that. He traveled back to the Sunstone where the Allmaker spoke to him. The gift of the sun is the skulls once. The gift of the sun is the skulls once again. It will warm them and give them light. Ivar had one final gift he had to recover, the gift of the winds, so he traveled to the Windstone far on the western coast of the island. When he arrived, the Allmaker spoke to him, giving him his final task. Find the greedy man and release the wind from his captivity. So Ivar wandered the land in search of the greedy man. He looked in the trees, but the greedy man did not hide there, nor did he hide near the oceans or the deep caves, and the beast had not seen him in the dark forest. Finally, Ivar came to a crooked house, and he knew that here he would find the greedy man. "Who are you," shouted the greedy man, "that you would come to my house?" "I am Ivar of the Scowl," said Ivar. "I am not warrior, shaman, or elder. If I do not return, I will not be missed. But I have returned the oceans, and the earth, the trees, the beasts, and the sun. And I will return the winds to my people, that we may feel the spirit of the Allmaker in our souls again." And with that, he grabbed up the greedy man's bag and tore it open. The winds rushed out with gale force, sweeping the greedy man up and carrying him off, far from the island. Ivar breathed in the winds and was glad. He walked back to the Windstone, where the Allmaker spoke to him a final time. "You have done well, Ivar. You, the least of the Skull, have returned my gifts to them. The greedy man is gone for now, and should not trouble your people again in your lifetime. Your Allmaker is pleased. Go now and live according to your nature." And Ivar started back to the Skull village. "And then what happened, grandfather?" "What do you mean, child? He went home." "No. When he returned to the village," the child continued, "was he made a warrior, or taught the ways of the shaman? Did he lead the Skull in battle?" "I do not know. That is where the story ends," said the grandfather. "But that is not an ending. That is not how stories end." The old man laughed and got up from his chair. Is it not?" Freaking stones. I don't like the stones. Well, we gotta do this one. I'm gonna save this quest because I don't like it. I'm gonna leave it off here, guys. Okay? See you guys until next time.